Hello Linux fans, Rob here. I want to talk with you today about one of my favorite pieces of Linux software, which is KDE Connect. So recently, over the last few days here, KDE Connect version 1 has been released with some nice upgrades. So I want to cover those and just kind of step through KDE Connect, give it a little more attention, and just kind of make you aware of kind of the direction that they're heading with KDE Connect and what you can do with it today. And so with that all said, let's jump right in. We'll head over to Albert Vaca's blog, and he's announcing KDE Connect 1.0 is here. And so just a quick look at the new features. You can trigger custom commands from your phone, so you could pre-configure commands in the desktop settings and then trigger those commands from your phone. So here he's got a little icon here, say hello, launch Spotify, or sleep, put the system to sleep. So that's a nice addition. The big one for me though is, and I think for a lot of people, is reply to SMS messages from your desktop. And I tested this out yesterday, and for the most part it worked great. There was one caveat there that I'll get into a little later. And then receive desktop notifications on your phone. So the previous version, you're able to receive the notifications from your phone to your desktop. Now it's the other way around as well. So let's say, for example, a use case scenario could be that you have a corporate email set up on your desktop, which is not set up on your phone. So you could then receive the notifications from that corporate email account onto your phone, even though you don't have the email account set up on your phone. So that's one use case scenario there. Just, I think, a lot of potential, and having that two-way communication is really great. And then the final part here is they changed the encryption over to TLS as opposed to what they had before, which is RSA encryption. And they go on to say here that that is a safer type of encryption, and it's also not as battery consuming, so better battery life with that. Let me go ahead and close out of that. And wow, what have I done here? I was going to close that out anyway. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to jump over to, if you're running an Android device, you're going to want to jump over to the Play Store and just do a quick search for KDE Connect. And what you'll find here is that this was recently upgraded. We'll scroll on down here. So it's now at current version 1.4.1. It was updated, and I got the update actually last night. And what you'll find is just a quick short update, and I think that was in preparation for the release, or it coincided with the release of version 1.0 of the desktop version. And I just want to point out something here. It's got a good following. I mean, you're looking at reviews here at 4.8, so high marks, and rightfully so. So get that installed onto your Android device, and I believe if you have an iPhone, I believe there's an app there for the iPhone as well. And then once that's installed, you will then install that on your desktop. You could have installed it on your desktop previous, done it the other way around. I'm just trying to lay it out for you here. So to install it on your desktop, if you want to try the new version, we'll go over that if you want to try version 1.0. If you want to install the version that's ready and in the repositories, you simply would go into your software manager and type a search for, do a search for KDE Connect, and pull that up and install it the conventional way. However, if you want to try out version 1.0, we're going to go over here to Clive Johnston's package list, and I will put a link to this in the video notes. And he actually has a deb file, so if you are running Ubuntu or another Debian based OS, then you would be able to install the deb file and get it set up and running. You'll just see here a little pop-up came in. That wasn't planned, that just came in. So I'll caution you here though, this is killing off those messages, excuse me. This is for Yakety Yak, so that's Ubuntu version 16.10, which is in beta now. and it installed fine for me. I'm running currently KDE Neon. I just recently over the weekend switched back over to that. Won't get into that now, but it is Ubuntu based off of 16.04, so I have installed version 1 of KDE Connect without any real issues or anything that I can tell so far, and I think for the most part it's perfectly functional. I may be missing a few of the built-in features, and I'll point out why in just a minute. So once you have that deb file installed, you may not see the actual icon that I have here in my panel. You may have to actually go into your application list, and in your, if you have a search bar there, you can simply do a quick search and pull it up that way, and you'll launch it one time. Now, once you have launched that, the other thing I want to make sure I make clear to everyone is you want to make sure that your phone or whatever device you are connecting to KDE Connect on your desktop is connected to the same Wi-Fi network or the same network, and I believe it has to be Wi-Fi. I believe this works off of network, but don't hold my feet to the fire on that. But at any rate, we're going to say wireless network. They're make sure they're connected to the same wireless network, and you'll go through the discovery process. The way I went through connecting my phone to the desktop was I used the app on my phone. I launched it and did a search, just did a connect search, one button click for my desktop, and it'll show up your desktop. Once you choose your desktop, whatever you've named your particular desktop, choose that. It'll show a pop-up message on your desktop that says accept connection. You click yes, accept connection, and then your phone will be connected to your desktop through KDE Connect. So with KDE Connect icon in the right hand panel, or in the panel here, you can left click, and you'll notice you get a list of things. I'm going to close out these messages here, but you'll notice with a left click you'll see KDE Connect. It'll show your phone that you've just connected. It'll show the battery status, and you can toggle that on or off. You have a file icon that'll allow you to launch the Explorer, and you'll launch right into your phone's internal storage and external storage. And then you have another feature there with left click, which is a question mark, and that allows you to ring your phone. So if you work in a home office and your phone's downstairs and you're upstairs and you're not sure where your phone is, or if you, like me, you have children who just misplace their phone and you happen to have it connected to KDE Connect, click the question mark and your phone will ring. You'll get a pop-up that says found on your phone, and as soon as you tap that pop-up on your phone, it'll turn the ring off, because then it knows that you found your phone. So very nice feature to have there. Alright, so that's all we're seeing there on left click, and it's just currently the way I have it configured. If you right click, you then get the KDE Connect settings menu, and from there, so if you'll notice, nothing is showing up here, and that's because I haven't selected the device yet. So you may have multiple devices in this left hand column, and then you could toggle through and choose each device, because you may have plugins that are set up various ways depending on the device you have. So now we're going to select my phone, and immediately you will see a list of plugins. So we have battery monitor, which you saw there when I left clicked. You see clipboard, which allows you to share clipboard between devices. Toggle off, I have, and this is again totally optional. You can toggle these on or off. Inhibit screensaver. So this will inhibit the screensaver when the device is connected. So you get a little brief description of each of these plugins, and then you can, to the right of a plugin, you can click the information screen, and you'll get additional information, what version, what it's about. Okay, and then there's a little WordPress link there that would take you over to, and there's the author, so you can find that information. And so we'll move on down here. Multimedia control receiver, so remote control your music, your media with your phone to your desktop. Really handy. Pause media during calls. So if we go to that, we have another icon And that icon allows you to go in and alter conditions. So here I have chosen pause as soon as the phone rings, or pause only while talking. And then you have other actions: pause media players and mute the sound system. So some of these plugins you will find additional details. We also have ping device. So you know, again, if I'm not quite sure in the room where my phone is, or maybe I've stacked books on top of my phone and can't find it, there was the ping. So it's that quick, that smooth. Most of everything you do with KDE Connect is smooth, fluid, and fast. Receive notifications. So we can we've got that turned on so that we can show my phone's notifications. As you saw earlier, I had to close some of those out as they come in. And again, very nice if your phone's charging on another desk or it's in another room. There's many cases where it's just great to be able to see those notifications coming in on your desktop. Remote file system browser, and I haven't gotten into that, and but that allows you to browse the remote device file system using SFTP. And I don't think that is the same as the file explorer that was built in there, but it may be. I'll have to dig into that and see. Ring my phone, which we've done. You can execute console commands remotely, and then you have additional settings for that. Send notifications. Now this one is what we talked about earlier, and we saw this in the new features list. So again, if you had an email system on your desktop setup that was not set up on your phone, this would allow you to receive notifications that an email is coming into your desktop from your phone. So for people out there that you know, there's people use their systems differently. I mean, you know, some people combine work and personal use on their laptops or their desktops. Other people have systems set up that are totally personal, and they're going to all use them differently. And this just gives you a lot of options here to go in and make KDE work for you with various plugins. Being able to go in, turn plugins on, turn them off, and then set up you know, different devices. I can just see so many use case scenarios for people. That's why I'm just so excited about this type of technology coming to Linux, and really I think kind of leading the way in a lot of regards for inter-device connectivity. Alright, moving on. So share and receive. So you can send files from your desktop to your phone and vice versa. And so we'll do that. I'll send a file from my phone over to my desktop here in just a minute. Telephone integration, so we talked about that. So and it says answering coming soon. So show notifications for calls and SMS. It says answering coming soon, but I assure you that replying to text does work. We tested that yesterday, and the caveat that I'll throw out is so here's the scenario. My wife sent me a test, came in fine, showed up on my desktop. I was able to click reply and then just simply type out a reply to her text, and she did receive it. However, she received no audible notice or visual notice that my replied text from my desktop had arrived. It simply showed up on her phone. Now it may be that her brand of phone did not allow for the notice to come through. It may be that that's still part of the development process. Excuse me, I'm kind of suffering allergies. Pardon me. But whatever the reason, she did not receive any type of notice. She just, you know, we were testing it, so she looked down, she saw the message come in, and so I'm going to continue to do some testing there, because that's kind of a big thing. I mean, if someone is not paying attention to their phone, they're not going to know to look at their phone without some form of notice that they've received a text. So you could, you know, be sending them a text from KDE Connect from your desktop, and they just don't know they're receiving it, even though they have. So but other than that, again, it's great to see it, it's great to have it, and I'm sure if it's just an issue in my case, if it's an issue system-wide, I'm sure it'll be resolved. And then we'll move on next to virtual input. So if you chose this option, you could use your phone as a mouse and keyboard, and it works great. Now the other one here that I didn't have before was unavailable plugins. It was highlighted by default, turned on by default, and I'm not sure, haven't been able to get in and really dig in and see or research and see why this is saying unavailable plugins. And nor have I gone into execute remote commands, so I'll dig into that. You know, I'm going to kind of round this out by saying, well, actually no, I'm going to send a file. Don't want to forget that. So I'm going to go into my phone, and I'm going to go into the file manager of my phone, and I'm going to send an image. And what I'm going to do is simply highlight that image, and I'm going to click share from my phone. And on an Android device, you get a list of options of how you want to share that particular file or media or photo. And in this case, you'll see in your list KDE Connect. You simply hit connect, and then you'll be presented with a list that shows what you're connected to. So in this case, I'm connected to my desktop, so it lists out the name of that. And so I'll tap that, and then you heard the notice that, hey, you're sending a file, and then you see the pop-up that, hey, we're receiving a file over KDE Connect. It has finished. And so if we were to open that up, we'd see a photo of my children. So that quick, that easy. And again, most of everything that I have tried within the available plugins of KDE Connect work just like that. And so I just want to say again, thank you to the developers for working on this, for advancing this technology, especially through Linux. And you know, just keep up the great work here. And for those of you out there, again, if you run across you know, any communication with any of these developers, please show your appreciation. And you know, and I just will encourage you developers to just keep moving forward with this type of technology. The ability to connect your devices together and to share information together is something that, you know, I think will just get better as time comes. And I think it's important because we're just in a connected world. That's, you know, if you're into technology, that's a trend that you see today, whether it is your watch, whether it is a VR headset. You know, if you look at just the way devices are converging, and in some cases OSs are converging. You're starting to see that with a lot of crossover between, and it's funny that I use that crossover because there's crossover Linux, but you see a lot of crossover between, you know, Android and Linux as far as the, you know, static Android is concerned and static Linux is concerned. You're starting to see the ability to really cross those boundaries, so to speak. So anyway, rambling on here, enough of that. I hope this is helpful, and I just encourage you to check out KDE Connect, whether that is the stable standard version that's available in your repository list, or whether you want to venture and try version 1 here for the ability to reply to text. Just give it a look. I highly recommend you know, KDE Connect if you're running especially a KDE desktop environment, and just give it a shot and let me know what you think. Alright, that's it. We'll wrap it up and we'll catch you later.